What's good, y'all? It's your boy Trilogy. We're gonna keep it chill today about some shit that white folk and Jewish folk don't wanna talk about. The fact that their elite side of their community is fucking up the world. And they don't want no one to talk about it because they think that we're talking about them. We're not talking about none of you poor Jews or none of you unpowerful white people. We're not talking about you guys. So stop getting offended because Ye is pointing at the rich folk in your community is fucking up the world. It's like, stop. These are facts. Whether you're in the financial industry, you're in the music industry, you're in the law industry, no matter what industry, you could talk about the FDA, you could talk about police, you could talk about any industry you want, and you start pointing at people at the top, and they happen to have the same culture. So we're not having that conversation no more. That's been proven from like all 3 years ago. Nobody can negate that. This is facts. These are facts. Okay. We already had a conversation. Everybody on the interwebs had a conversation. But what? The Jewish community wasn't trying to have the conversation. Nobody in the Jewish community trying to have this conversation. They're busy trying to figure out how to finesse and whatever so the rabbis can continue controlling. We don't care about that no more, guys. Okay? I just wanted to make this video to push back against everyone trying to say like, yo, Kanye, yeah, he's crazy since his mom passed. He ain't been the same since his mom passed. Are you guys stupid? Go Google the year the man's mom passed. Okay? You're gonna realize the day you met and heard of Kanye, his mom was already dead. A lot of you guys didn't know about Ye until Dark Twisted and all them kind of thing. Yeah, the real heads we know. We were there with Dropout. We were there with late registration. We were there for graduation. That's the year his mom died. The same year the man dropped graduation is the year his mom passed. Okay? People's trying to say like, oh no, he ain't been the same since then. How? Listen to his albums. He's been talking against the system and against the issues and the evils that he was going through. And then he matured and hit another echelon of success where he's interacting with entities and companies at a level that he never did when he was dropping those projects. It has nothing to do with his mom. You guys is making all these weird mental, emotional cop-out arguments to try and negate or to try and dissuade us from seeing the logics in his arguments. But any person who been done research, who understand the court Jews and how they evolved and took over Europe from way, way back, much less how they immigrated and came to the United States and did the same thing, took over Hollywood, took over all these other industries. Just study up. Anybody who studies up, then just forget the Jewish people and just look at white people. Because Jewish people is a sect of white people. Let's keep it 100. Jewish people don't want to consider themselves white, but when they walk around in the everyday, they're mixing in and pretending to be white and mixing in with white folk, just like anyone else who's, Italian, Irish. All those folks are mixing in and they're all white. Because back in the day, a white person was an English person. Those were the only white people. The English. Okay? And slowly but surely, everybody else became in group with them. So stop trying to be like, oh, it's not this. It is that. Because there ain't no black niggas. And it really ain't the Asian community or the Indian community. Okay? It's the white community and folks who look like y'all, the Jewish and all of them. So we're not, it's not no long talking. It's not even no long video. Okay? The man is making a point. If your butt hurt about the point, so be it. So be it. So friggin' be it. I don't care. I've witnessed how many executives continue to sign off on doo-doo talent just because it's going to continue to perpetuate the negative stereotypes of what black people aren't even on. We're not on that. We're conservative, righteous folk. Most people you meet who's just black is just on righteousness, is just on trying to be good people and build up their life and their family and their tribe. It's those who get separated from their culture, people get separated from their own, get put in situations where they have to choose money or on survival and all these situations, right? Put in housing, put in these lower situations where they're not really a part of their tribe no more. They're not part of a larger community that have their back, or everybody in that community is at the same level. Is where you start seeing the degradation, where you start seeing the low vibration energy. Anywhere else, you go check out a black suburb where there's a bunch of black people in a suburb, or a bunch of black folk who own farmland, or a bunch of black people in a whole country to themselves. We're not moving like that. It's only the poor folk moving like that. It's only the folk who not sure what they're gonna eat tomorrow moving like that. Okay, so I wanted to say, can't wait for this album. Can't wait. It probably already dropped. I'm not gonna lie. I need to go search and see if it dropped. But if it didn't, I can't wait for this WW3 World War 3. Because even on my project, the last song on my project is called Wartime. Because it's not supposed to be no talking. If you're talking, the word should be bullets, should be shots. We've been past that. We already had this. Oh wow, wait. The Jewish community literally, like, executives own, like, there's documents. You could just Google and be like, how many, music companies or how many financial companies owned by Jewish people how many corporations owned and run by Jewish people. You just Google it and you'll be like, oh, okay, he's not lying. These guys literally finesse their way to make sure they have a brother, cousin, or somebody from their community in all the top positions. It just is what it is, man. You can't look at it and try and be like, no, it's not really that. It's that. That is what it is. Because when we even study the old but the old European story of how the court Jews came together, took over Europe, that's a story that's already in existence now that they preach or that they teach or whatever. If you're that kind of person to learn that information, no one's there saying, no, the court Jews never really did that. Come on. There's even worse stories. There's worse stories of how you have the Rothschilds, specifically, if I'm correct. I believe it's the Rothschild family. He sent different sons into different countries. And instead of even marrying a gal, they married their own cousin to keep the wealth within the family. All kinds of things. Because these folk care about money. Even earlier today I was watching Ack responding to the whole idea that Adam 22 is saying No Jumper is broke. And academic is breaking it down, saying like, come on, man. This man is creating plug talk with his wife. He has this, he has that. He's doing this, he's doing that. I'm not going to speak on all those things right now. But the fact is the man is eating good. He's making millions and millions of dollars. There's even an interview of him gloating with Vlad saying, yeah, man, I'm like at $1 million a month. I'm generating about $1 million a month from No Jumper. And yes, there's months we make more and months we make less. So how is a company at that level ever going to be broke? He's not broke. He just does not want to spend on things that is not yielding profit. So if he's realizing, okay, we're having a slow month, and even though I'm pushing more content from these guys, I'm not getting the return. So these guys are clearly not part of our drive line for revenue. I gotta get rid of them. But you know what? They're real human beings. They're gonna be angry to say, like, why are you just getting rid of me? So I need to give them a BS story. The company's going broke. We're being sued by this company. We're being sued by these entities. We lost our Instagram. We're doing this. The building is too expensive, blah, blah, blah. He's making up all these excuses. And that's how white people move. That's just how they move, fam. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with the brokest of broke white man and he finally makes it. He's going to move like the richest of rich. It's just, I don't know. It's just incarnate in their system that it's like, I'm going to screw you over for a bottom line, even if I don't have to. Because why should I take from another pot? Academics is breaking it down saying, yo, man, I was paying for this before and I didn't have enough money no more because it ran out. And instead of me firing them, I just took from a different pot where I was making revenue and said, okay, like balance the books and just make it work. White folk, really ain't doing that, especially for our community. And they're not gonna like break their back and pull from other pots to feed our community. That's not happening. So you could understand this is a cultural difference. Maybe the Jewish or the white guy will do that for their own, but they're not doing that for you. They're not doing that for me. And they're not doing that for Ye. So if Ye ever gonna stand up and say, yo, this community is doing evil things, then boom, what happens? Oh, now they're cutting deals, they're cutting this, they're cutting that, they're cutting this. Like there aren't books and literature that argue these same points. There are books with reference points so you can go and check the references and see if this is BS. That speak the same thing that Ye's speaking. Okay? If you're a Christian, you are already a Zionist. You already believe that the chosen people are these people anyways. So there's a whole religious side of folk who believe that these people are especially chosen by God anyways. And then if you're not religious, you'd see the empirical evidence of how all the industries they're running. There's no way in 2025 you're trying to sit here and think and lay idle to believe that this group is not doing what they're doing. I don't care what Aiden Ross or whatever, bro, you're the noobs. You're the youngest noob. You're not going to talk the truth ever. You're the youngest fresh noob. And your passive aggressive energy on that stream with Act just proves that you're the fresh noob. Getting all the same information from your higher ups, from your, whether it's your uncle or whatever. Because how are you ignoring the fact that all these labels are signing acts that perpetuate this negativity? You're gonna ignore that? That don't mean nothing to you? But you're gonna participate and enjoy hip hop and then say, well, you know, Kanye needs help. And bruh, if I had a gun, I'd reach through the screen and shot Aiden in his forehead quick. If I had the ability to do it, I would reach through the screen and shot his head quick, because it's at that point, bro. I don't even care. It's at that point. Why do you think Hitler did what he did, bro? Because these folks is the same folks who was going and taking over Germany. It is what it is. It is what it is. The population wouldn't vote the Hitler into position and power if there wasn't any empirical evidence for them to believe what they believed. In terms of thinking that these groups had something to do, or someone or something had something to do with World War I. To push for him to make this World War II. And it's the same premise that Ye's coming from. Saying, no, now it's time World War III, and it's not being pushed by in group of white folk versus white folk. This is the real war. Of people who've actually been oppressed. We have a lineage and a whole history and a whole historicity of being oppressed by these groups. The fact that even the African slave trade narrative, transatlantic narrative, all those ships are owned by Jews. All the ships that would have been sailing the seas and bringing us here were owned by Jewish people. So there's no way you can get away from it. Whether you want to talk about the religious aspect, when you talk about literally empirical evidence, the corporate world, or you just want to talk about just what you're seeing in the media, any way you want to look at it, it's the same conclusion. So I don't want to see nobody trying to hate at Ye no more, man. Come on, bro. His mom been dead. Don't blame it and say, oh, he's gone crazy because his mom been dead. Mom been dead, okay? I don't care if someone's dead or alive. I'm talking about now the Virgil situation. I don't care if someone's dead or alive. If they did me wrong, they did me wrong. And I'm cussing them. I'm cussing them. Cussing them. If someone did you wrong, they did you wrong. Who cares if they're dead or alive? That's their business. But if they did me wrong when they were alive and it was not resolved and they're dead now, I don't care. I'm still bringing it up. It's still what it is. It still is what it is. And that's the problem with, like, folk want to, like, folk want celebrities to not be human. Bro, if someone did you wrong and they passed away, you're smoking on their dead body. Bro, you're going to do, you're going to probably say, yo, I'm smoking on this and smoking on that. It is what it is. If someone did you wrong and you don't mess with them, you don't like what they did something to hurt you or to destroy or to take away from who you are, and it was never resolved and they passed away, it was never resolved and they passed away. It doesn't change what they did when they were alive. Hitler's dead. You don't want people are still talking crap about him. He's dead. It doesn't matter. If someone did you wrong, they did you wrong. It is what it is. And the problem is, folks is expecting, like, we're supposed to be rolling with their perspective of Zionism. Nah, bro. Already half the world don't like how Israel's moving with Palestine. Come on. Come on. There's no reason to be fending it no more. You have no special fending protection no more. We're in this new age. All the information's in our face. Okay, you might not agree with Palestine, but you can't agree with Israel either, because they're doing the same crap. So in this day and age, in 2025, when you see how the industry, the corporate industry is going around you, moving around you, music industry, entertainment industry, Hollywood, the whole thing, the financial industry, the financial game, the political game, food and health, whether Dr. Fauci or who, it doesn't matter. They're all the guys. They're all guys. They're all Jewish guys. Why are they all Jewish guys? Why? Because I promise you guys, if it was all Asian people, it was all Chinese and Japanese folk, white people would be complaining, saying the Asians are taking over, the Chinese, China, whatever. They're taking over. Just like here in Canada, nothing but Sikh and Indian folk, and what are the white people complaining? Indians and Punjabi people taking over. Okay, if you see a trend of something happening, you're gonna complain. I don't care. That's how life is. So the fact that black people seeing a trend or something and we can't complain, bro, I swear, bro, don't make the black people who's talking have to turn to action. You don't want that, because we already know we're right. We don't care. We already know we're right, so we don't care. But if your guys gonna go on and people's gonna start whining in the public sphere, in the comment sections, and all these things whining like we're not correct. In 2025, you really want us to stop talking and move to action? Because we don't care. We already know we're right. Do you understand that? You guys, like, all you folk who think that you're still moving in the smokes and the mirrors, do you realize we see you? Your ass is out. We see it. We know. It's not like, oh, we don't know, we're unsure. No, there's literature upon literature, books upon books with reference points. Scholars have nothing to do with the entertainment industry, just straightforward scholars, white, Jewish scholars, Indian scholars, black scholars, scholars from every friggin' corner of the world are saying the same things. So who are you? You're just a noob to the conversation, just feeling salty because maybe you're a Christian and you have some Zionist allegiance to this crew of people, or you're part of the clique yourself. But we don't care. If you're not going to use your position, right? If you're not going to use your proximity to speak against it and say, hey, we need to destroy this power structure. It's unnecessary. It's not right. It's just some stupid cabal for the sake of caballion. Then you're part of the problem too. And I don't care. I personally don't care. Man's like Ye don't care. And there's a bunch of people in between that don't care as well, below and above. We don't care. We're past it, man. The facts are the facts. We're open. We're ready to listen to a Hitler album, okay? Because you guys been trying to push this. Oh, the Jewish people, the chosen people, we're good. We're not. Yeah, there's some people doing evil, but it's not all. Fuck that, bro. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck these cop-outs. Fuck the fact that the media can cop it out. The individuals, the influencers, all the people who part of the culture is copping out. Are you nuts? When Jamaicans were getting in trouble for all the gangsters and the bad boyism and da-da-da-da-da, we didn't say, oh no, but we have Bob Marley. Why are you trying to group us all as one? No, we knew that the bad boyism and the shatas and all those things was creating a bad image on all our names. And especially here in Canada, what did the parents do? They start deporting their kids. If the kid was acting out, causing trouble, doing anything that was rude or disrespectful in classroom, you're getting sent back to Jamaica and you're going to stay there for a year. And be humbled to the reality of what it means to live in a first world versus third world. We're going to humble you. Your parents humbling you, send you back a yard. And now you have to wake up every day, wash your clothes by hand. And you have to go to school and walk to school. And all these things. And you're humbling yourself because you don't realize the opportunity to be in this first world nation. And you want to bring your bad boyism. And you think it's about being a bad boy. No. It's about gaining corporate opportunities, about situating yourself and helping bringing more of your people up, if anything. And we woke up to that. And we're not here as the bad boys all over the certain government housings and stuff and the issues. Yeah, there's a bunch of still bad boyisms, but it's not like in the 90s or the early 2000s. Nope. We nipped that in the bud. So the problem I'm saying is There's bare people in y'all's community. Yeah, they're way more powerful than you guys. But at Christmas dinner or Hanukkah or whatever the fuck it is, you guys need to start saying your uncle. Let go upon the my youths, them record label contracts, man. Stop trying to eat from art that you ain't create, fam. I get it, you invested in it, but you already recouped. What are we doing? And why are we further still trying to sign the ignorant guys? Why aren't you, uncle, signing the talented one who's really dope and making sure that he's getting good shine? And you're investing in it the same way. Why are you only investing big in the ones that's ignorance? Because we don't do that for our community. Have that conversation. You're not going to have that conversation. This is not even on the forefront of your mind. You only care about it when folks from our community start yelling loud saying, yo, your community is corrupt. That's the only time you start. Wait. No, we're not all corrupt. Wait. So if you're not all corrupt, then why aren't you seeing the corruptness to say, hey, uncle, you're moving corrupt. Hey, cousin, you're moving corrupt. Your mom, dad, your guys is moving corrupt. Yo, brethren, you're moving corrupt. It's only when we come out and start saying this community is moving corrupt. Now folks are starting to come out and be apologists and say, no, not all of us. Fuck that shit. If you ain't out of your own power, out of your own sight, seeing the corruptness in your own community, you're all corrupt. You're all corrupt. Every goddamn last one of you. Monolithically. If you're not going to stand up within your privilege to see the corruptness within your community and call it out, you're all corrupt. I don't care. Come on, man. It is not that hard. I just gave you the example of what Jamaicans had to do for our own community. When the world and just the general public was saying, yo, what's going on? Why are these people coming here, immigrating here, and then shooting up the place and doing this and doing that and acting like bad boy. Every time we have a group setting of a group event or people coming outside to celebrate something, everybody have to run soon because someone else is coming with their tool to come kill someone or come stab up someone. Why? Bring that somewhere else. Or just go back to Jamaica with that. So the same thing. Every single time our community or people's trying to do something, you have someone in their situation, their community trying to snake and and pull the wool over people's eyes and what. Bro, go to hell with that shit. Literally, there's no other place for it. There's no place on earth for it. Go to hell with that shit. If you're not going to stop, literally go to hell with that shit. Go to hell with it. I'm over it, man. Because I see it in the small little crevices of life, much less the larger crevices when you start researching and seeing where money and power, how things is connected in this world. You start researching, seeing the history. Just the court Jews, just that court Jew story alone. Much less you start reading BlackRock and all these bigger companies now and what they're doing. Who runs these companies? Who's sitting in seats of power in these companies? The chairmen and the board, the directors and the CEOs and all. It's always these guys. And like I said, if it's not the Jewish, it's still a white youth. So we're not really hearing it no more. No one trying to hear it. It's World War III. That's what it is. It's World War III. It may not be a war where you're fighting guns and but this is a psychological war at this point. For real. So, and I have no problem to be wrong. But I'm tired of the conversation being taboo. Fuck that. There's no such thing as a taboo topic when it comes to black people. You guys can say whatever you guys want. You guys can call us thugs and call us this and call us that. And yeah, people are going to dissent and you have the Black Lives Matter and all these people are going to act like, oh no, this is so bad and whatever. But you just let us have that little moment and then it's back to norm. Back to status quo. Back to the regulars. So I'm not hearing it. I'm not really hearing it no more. To be honest, I don't care. Me personally, much less one of other people who have way more knowledge, real experiences, empirical evidence in their face, who's done with it, who's tired of it. And the rest of the folk, tired of it, but they're just afraid to speak up. They're afraid to look like someone who's going to be called crazy. But it's time for folk to be called crazy, bro. The media been crazy, man. The media has said things and done things and been in our face crazily. Think about how they push COVID, fam, with no proof. There's no proof that thing exists. Zero proof. They have never isolated that virus in anything. ever. Out, nothing. They've never isolated that COVID virus. It's all theoretical. Every single thing about that. But all the Jewish mans in high position was putting down mandatory rulings of how we need to move and all this stuff. Are you kidding? And literally, people lost their businesses, lost their lives from loneliness, depression, all these situations because of the rules and the mandates being pushed down and forced down by the same hierarchy of people. So, do you think I care? That was enough of an example for me. People wake up and go into, oh, COVID's over, all right, whatever. Who cares about that? Who cares that they locked us down for two years? And are you kidding? Fucking Zionists and allegiance to Babylon. Are you nuts? Man, I wasn't even trying to swear in this video, but the thing pissed me off because it's like people really think that just because Ye is saying things that ain't status quo to say, that immediately he must be crazy when you don't even make no money close to that dude. You ain't shake no hands near the kind of hands that man's been shaking to have any kind of perspective to say that what he's saying is wrong. Yeah, man, that's just whack, bro. I ain't with it, bro. It's World War III, and folk need to start picking sides, choosing sides, okay? Having money, the money side don't really mean nothing when the people are going to start standing up and choosing up now. That's the time that it's at. We're at that time. If you didn't realize that we're at that time, wake up and realize we're at that time.